Hey, this is Asha, the options coach, and in today's video, what we're going to do is we'll take a look at how to stop the panic when it comes to trading and how to trade fearlessly, or at least without fear. Now, if you've traded with fear before, you know how much of a nuisance this can be, and it can be a huge problem to your profitability, and it also really just doesn't create a smooth trading environment. So some of the big problems that I see when it comes to these types of things is maybe you've gotten out of a trade too early or too soon, like you've put on a trade and all of a sudden it kind of goes against you, and then you're getting out of it, and then you're out of it, and now it goes back into the direction that you initially thought. So that's really kind of you're trading with fear. Maybe you felt a panic when you're in trade, you kind of don't know what to do, or you placed a trade too big due to greed and it starts going against you, and then you're like, I got to get out. This is getting crazy. You might have overtraded or put too many trades on, or you revenge traded and tried to make your money back very quickly when a trade's kind of gone against you. So these are kind of some of the issues that I see and I run into when I'm dealing with coaching and I do one-on-one with people. Or when we do our classes. So I see these types of things all the time. Now, in order for you to kind of trade without fear, there's kind of three big things that you need to making it work. So when we look at it, here's kind of the three big concepts. Those three things are going to be money management. Okay, so we've got money management. You got to know how to manage your money and capital. You got to know your method, or in other words, strategy, and you got to know it inside and out, how to use it, work with it, manage the positions when they go against you, how to execute it, and so forth. And then the third thing is the mindset. Okay, so this is kind of the inner game part, and this is the part we're talking about right now, is the mindset part, because a lot of people, they focus a lot on method and strategy. Very few focus on money management, but the mindset is also one big thing. So when we start looking at the mindset, a lot of people tend to neglect that. And here's kind of a little worksheet that we go through. And when we look at kind of balancing your focus on the inner game, and we start looking at inner game versus outer game, and you might be wondering, well, what does it really mean? Well, outer game, a lot of people know about, or they study it, and this is what they're looking for. For example, they're looking for a strategy. Which strategy do I use? Or as far as technical analysis goes, which indicator do I use? They're looking at for those charts, how to use the platform. What does it mean when I buy or sell a call or a put? And then how do I get out or take a profit and these kinds of things? So these are all outer game things, and they're not bad starting points. I mean, this is where a lot of people start. However, that's only one part of the puzzle or piece. The other part that you need is kind of this inner game, and that inner game, what it's going to do is when you're looking at emotions, what are your stress levels like? How are you mentally in terms of making decisions? Like, are you clear-minded, or are you kind of cluttered? So it's starting to look at what's happening within you as far as decision-making process, because the act of actually trading, when you actually do the trade, the physical part is really just a click of the mouse or tap on the pen, and that is really it. A lot of it is mental, so it's mental development and having a strong mind. So we're looking at also maybe how you deal with like a loss, like let's say the position's going against you. So again, how do we deal with that? So if you focus a lot on the outer game and you're still having losses and you're dealing with things emotionally, it's time to recalibrate and rebalance things, and probably start looking at refocusing things on kind of that inner game area. Because if you focus on this inner game part right here, that inner game part will be a lot better, and you'll also kind of trade a lot better from that perspective. So anyway, so we want to go in and focus much more so on this inner game part. Okay, so when we look at some of these inner game things, we're going to check out, like, are you a balanced trader? So what are you focusing on? And by the way, if you do like these worksheets, there's more worksheets in this pamphlet that I have for the options black belt folks. You can get them for free. Link's going to be in the description. Just click that link and you can kind of check it out and grab these worksheets. And there's a few others in there as well that's related to this. Okay, so if we're looking for are you a balanced trader, and we're checking this out, there's a few things to look at. So again, inner game or outer game checklist. So if we're checking this out, are you checking the trend analysis, market analysis, chart patterns, support, resistance levels, trade indicators, earnings, journal entry, profit point or stop and loss point, asset allocation? How are all these things looking? So this is what a lot of people do. And unfortunately, what this does is as you check mark a bunch of these, what it'll do is it'll create a lopsided effect, because you're going to be too heavy on focusing on the outer game. And although that's not a bad starting point, it really will just not give you that mental clarity. So the other thing to check and look at is if you're going into a trade or just on a day-to-day basis, you can look at, are you emotionally aware? What about your cognitive biases? Are you maybe a fan of this stock because you just went to it or you use it all the time? What about your patience and discipline? How about your risk tolerance? What about your fear and greed? How is that inside of you internally? What about your adaptability? Are you able to switch your position and go from bullish to bearish within a snap of the finger? Or if you see something different, clear objectives, strategies, clear focus and concentration, decision making, and stress levels. How are those things looking? So all of these things really play a huge role when it comes to making this inner game part work, because the bigger problem that people have is they're focused so much on that outer game and not enough on the inner game part, even though a lot of the trading is actually on the inner game side. So anyways, I hope this helps and gives you a little insight and perspective of these three things that you need. These are kind of the three things we cover in our black belt 90-day program. And if you want to learn more about that, you can check out some of the links below. But if you want these worksheets absolutely free, just check out that link in the description. You can grab them and you can work through them, and then there's some others in there as well that you can print out and use for your own benefit. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of the day ahead, and I will see you next time. Take care.